It's a very good episode that comes on multiple channels, and although there are various kind of such episodes come on multiple channels, like human being go in a wild jungle and they try to sustain themselves. There are various kind of channels we have, various kind of programs we have. Basically it's all about sustainability. I think there is another program that should come, that is man versus machine. Because one thing is sure, that the next decade, like 2020, the decade which went by, is going to be remembered as a decade for innovation, as a decade for innovation in financial markets and also in the technological market, just like cloud computing, cyber security, cryptocurrency, regtech, and there are so many things. So the last decade that went by would definitely be remembered as a decade for invention. That is a different thing, that invention not being able to reach till the fag end of the globe. Example, except 1% of the top people, around 99% of the people not been able to touch via these inventions. That is a different thing. So now there is another invention which is happening in the world of financial market, and that is man versus machine. There is no doubt that machines are taking over. Wall Street banks are asking their traders, their investment bankers either to step down, or if you are not in a situation to step down, then you need to either forego your bonus or maybe your bonus would be zero. And I'll never be short of numbers. You can check on Google. UBS, Goldman, JP Morgan Chase, Barclays, Morgan Stanley, list is very long. Almost all top investment banks either ask their investment bankers, and in some cases the bank asks their frontline traders, which is fixed income and foreign exchange traders, to either step down or to forego their bonus. Like one of the article which I was reading, this article suggests that roughly in 2008 the average bonus the front office people supposed to get is around 6,22,000 some dollars, and this year the expected bonus on an average is 2,22,000, so which is frankly one third. It means around 66% of the bonus is already evaporated. And it is not that the business fell down, business increased. Like in 2007 and 8, the world financial market only spot, forward and option is around $5 trillion. And today, according to the trial survey by BIS that published in 2019, and the next survey would be in 2022, after 3 years, this number is 6.5 trillion. So everything is going increasing, but bonus is going down. Now, last nail in the coffin, and that last nail is known as the Quant funds, which means now what is happening today, and it's not in India, even in fact across the globe, there is a concept called mutual fund. When majority of the peoples do not know where to invest, how to invest, when to redeem, what to do, what not to do and all, a company come in the picture known as a financial institution. They will set up basically depository institution in short, and that DI will take a license from the central bank, and the central bank will give them license to take the money of the people, manage it, make profits, give to people. That is a different thing, that we have multiple or maybe millions of depository institutions in the globe, just like PIMCO, Vanguard, Goldman is not depository institution, JP Morgan, HSBC, Standard Chartered, this is very long. Some played on alpha, some on beta, and some on pure alpha. So some are on the top like a pyramid and some are at the bottom. That's a different thing. That we need to appreciate and that we need to accept as well. So in short, these depository institutions, they have a physical body and the name of that physical body is portfolio manager. That physical body do nothing. Basically, that physical body will, I would say, assign the portfolio based upon financial terminals like Reuters and Bloomberg, and they use their gut feeling. Some cases they have alpha factor also, undeniable fact, and then they invest. But now what is happening that there is another concept which is coming, which is quant based funds. Now, quant based funds means that an algo is created, and that algo is taking which stock to invest and which not to invest. But the only difference is that these quant funds are, as of now, is not high frequency trading funds. The reason is maybe regulatory guidelines are not conducive, or even if they are conducive, then we are not ready for HFT based quant funds. Now, what are quant funds? I am a prop desk. There are, by the way, two kinds of quant funds. One kind of quant funds is I am a prop desk. Prop desk means proprietary desk, which I am. That prop desk is making an algorithm or creating a logic of that algorithm. And based upon that logic, I will give this to somebody. It is a depository institution, depository financial institution, shortly known as DFIs. Could be any bank, Vanguard, PIMCO and all. And what they do, they decide a portfolio and continuously churning the portfolio. And based upon that churning, they will give the return to the investors. Of course, there are many risks. Number one is the liquidity risk. Number two, the market timing risk. Number three, the market making risk. I am 400% sure many people even do not know the difference between market timing and market making risk. Number fourth is a default risk. And number fifth is the algo failure risk. And number six is the flash crash risk. I am once again sure that 90% people even do not know the difference between algo failure risk and the flash crash risk. So let me explain to you. Algo failure risk means that you have made an algo and market going very fast. Example 26 June 2016, Brexit. Example 8th November 2016, demonetization. And there are so many examples. So market going very fast, but the algo is not traded accordingly. So algo not been able to capture all the data at maybe nanosecond or maybe earlier than that. Because of which what happened, algo crash. Example, I know Apple phone do not hang. I know because I'm already using Apple phones. But what if I open all the apps in the algo in that Apple, it would definitely hang for a while. So if that churning happen very fast, then there is a big probability that algos can default, which is in not legal, the technical parlance, it is known as the algo default risk. Algos never default, it means algos may default. And secondly, in some cases, flash crash. Because of the whole infrastructure in the financial market collapse, whatever coming on Reuters and Bloomberg is actually not the right data. It's 1 nanosecond or 1 fraction earlier than what it should be. So this is flash crash. And the world history is witness that flash crash is not something very new. It is very often. Now quant funds are, now I am a prop desk, I made that quant fund and I am managing it. Second kind, I am a prop desk, I made a quant fund and I sell to some mutual fund. That mutual fund could be any mutual fund. It could be Barclays, it could be hedge fund also. Quant funds can be applied in any ways. It could be a debt-based scheme, short-term debt-based scheme, ultra debt-based scheme. It could be equity, it could be warrants, it could be ETFs, it could be ITFs, it could be gold bonds, it could be income funds. it could be duration paid fund, it could be anything. It's next to impossible to conclude that. So any part could be quant. But having said that, the more complex you go, the more complex is the coding. The more complex is the coding, more difficult is the scene. Let it be upfront, to be honest. But the biggest problem comes is that in this there is no physical body who is managing the show. The alpha factor is zero. And very important thing which is that, which has been rightly pointed by the interbank market, is that it is also or should be known as democratization of trading. Now, democratization of trading mean if I made a quant and every all bank or DFIs he copied that quant, it means the return the quant generate would be same, more or less same. Also, if in the eventuality of a algo default error or flash crash, then the whole financial system would go at one point of time, which is also known as the systematic risk. Now we are moving towards quant funds without having proper infrastructure, without having proper knowledge, and without having proper regulatory system in place. And I have the numbers. You know that I never speak if I don't have the numbers, because I am a person of numbers. I went to Google and checked it out, and I got to know that it's around 360 billion. $360 billion worldwide is being traded on quant funds. 360 billion. So just take a calculator and compute that if the quant fund will do a slippage, in our parlance it is known as slippage. That means that fall, basically the gap. If there is a 1 bp slippage out of 360 billion, then how much it would end up? Calculate yourself, you would get to know. It's definitely is in several billions. And more importantly, there are many countries, including Singapore, those who are not currently ready for that. And when it comes to quant funds, there is another thing that comes into the picture, which is AI driven, artificial intelligence driven quant strategies. And I don't think that any regulator sitting today, including Federal Reserve, is ready for that. So this is a short video, more videos on the way. In this video, we wanted to let you know that man versus machine is a right thing, not a bad thing. It's a good thing that it's a healthy competition and the best people come forward, the fittest will survive. Simple. But having said that, because in this video we just would like to give you an intro that there are humongous amount of quant strategies which we have. And more importantly, quant funds can be created in several types. There are so many ways the quant strategies can be created. But are we ready for that? Take your time. Because remember that in 2008, in fact before 2008, the world financial market was not ready for trade derivatives, but we made it, rest we know. And now on the name of the artificial intelligence, machine learning and optimization, we are moving towards quant fund, which will, I think, mess up the show, which will have more negativity than positivity. The rest is your call. This is our initial video on the quant funds, and we will assure you that there are multiple videos on the cards. Treasury Consulting already entered into the hedge funds. You know my mobile number, which is +91 9899242978. You know our fixed income platform, www.fixedincome.global. Have a great time. Talk soon.